ladies and gentlemen, it's Future Nile here, having a nice little snack of what we made with my dog. As you can see here, he absolutely loves it. This is my second installment of my Fake Away Feast series. It's definitely a banger, so I would severely advise watching the whole video and trying it out yourself. Right, so our first call to action is going to be to prep our vegetables. So I'm going in with 3 different vegetables. You'll see the rest now. But my first one is carrot, and all we're going to do with the carrot is just simply peel it up. Make sure we get all that dirty skin off. I just like to pop it in a bowl. It's like my waste bowl that I have. After that, we are going to just top and tail the carrot. So just slicing off the top and then the bottom. So as you can see, I've cut my carrot in half. And then again, I'm going to do the exact same. Cut it in half again, but this time I'm going to do it lengthways. And as you can see on the second one, I've done it 3 times. The whole purpose of this process is just to kind of get the carrots into a position where it allows us to cut them evenly without too much work. So I kind of cut them into these little oval shapes. It doesn't really matter which way you cut them. I just found it was easiest. The whole goal, as I said, is just to make sure we're cutting it evenly, so not one part is crunchier than the other. And the next veg we'll be availing of its flavor is our red onion. So get off the skin, top and tail, as we did with the carrot. Now we're going to end up only using half of the onion total. So once you've peeled it in, just slice it in half and then decide which part of the onion you prefer to use. I mean, for me, it was the back piece, but really isn't a big deal. Red onion's a red onion. And again, likewise with the carrot, we're just going to get in a position where it allows us to cut it as evenly as possible. So I cut across the onion 3 times in this direction, and then I'm going to cut across the onion a couple of slices. Make sure I'm cutting all the way through across the top and going downward. And if done correctly, when you eventually go to slice the onion, everything will come out in nice little kind of equal cubes like I am doing so here. For me, red onion is always the preferred go-to onion over the yellow or white. So if you prefer something different, by all means, fire ahead and use it. It really isn't a big deal. I just prefer the red onion. Wipe down your knife, get everything all clear, and then we're going to move on to the last vegetable we're going to be preparing, which is our red bell pepper. We're only using half of the bell pepper, so make sure with the other half you wrap it up, get it in the fridge, and save it for another day. We don't like to waste food. But anyway, similarly to the other veg, we're just going to put it in a way that we can slice it all evenly. For me, with the red bell peppers, I just like to slice it down vertically and then across the grain, so we get all nice beautiful little cubes, and then all of our veg is looking spot on, looking the exact same, and is ready to pop into our bowl. And then we're going to get it over to the side, and in the meantime we're going to begin to prepare our turkey. So grab your board. For me, this is purely aesthetic purposes, and get your bowl and pop 400 grams of this turkey mince in. For a seasoning, I go in with all purpose. As you know, I've been using it quite a lot recently, so about 1.5 teaspoons. Similarly with our Chinese 5-spice, we will go in with 1.5 teaspoons of that too, and then grab your Cajun seasoning, and we're going to go in with a teaspoon of that as well. Get the hands dirty, and we will give our turkey mince a nice little mix just until the flavors are all thoroughly combined. Doesn't look the most appetizing here, but just wait for the end result. That's a Swanee's promise. So we are good to get cooking. Into our pan, we'll put in 15 ml of olive oil. Likewise, again, you can use whatever oil you have lying around. It doesn't really make too much of a big deal. Then we're going to grab our veg, and yeah, we're just going to saute it until it gets nice and soft. Not too soft. We do kind of like that little bit of a crunch in the dish. Once it's been off doing its thing for a little while, it is time for our ginger. So I use this paste of ginger I picked up in Aldi. I'm going to use about a tablespoon's worth, and then after we get that in, we're going to give it a little mix and make sure all the flavors are nicely incorporated. Minced garlic is our next ingredient. Similarly to the ginger, we will hop in with a tablespoon worth, and then again give it a mix around and make sure the flavors are nicely all mixed together. And as you can see, our veg is softening up nicely. It's not too soft and it's not too crunchy, so we're in a great position then to prepare to add our turkey mince. Once you grab your turkey mince, just plonk it all in there, and we're just going to begin to fry it all off until our turkey starts turning a little bit white, getting a little bit of color, and then is getting incorporated with our veg. As we can see here, our turkey is slowly but surely gathering a little bit of color, but we're going to keep it on moving until we get to this point and our turkey is kind of looking fully white and like it's fully cooked down through the middle. Then we're going to add in a tablespoon of fish sauce, 3 tablespoons of Sriracha sauce. Make sure we get it all out in there. The Sriracha is just going to add that little bit of a kick to the dish. And after the sriracha, we're going to go in with 2 tablespoons of Worcester sauce. And then finally, we're going to follow that up with 3 tablespoons of light soy sauce, or you can use dark. And to round things off, we'll add in 2 heaped tablespoons of sugar. This is just going to make the turkey mince caramelize so beautifully, and it'll add that little sweetness to the dish. When I add the sugar in, I'm going to crank up the heat to quite a high temperature to make sure the sugar is caramelizing and then all the liquid is getting soaked up into the meat and veg. Once we're all good, we can shut off our stove. Now, my friends, it is time for the fun part. So I've pre-sliced my baby gem lettuce. I just picked it up in Aldi. Very, very easy to slice up. And then, as you can see there on the side, we have green onions and diced red chilies. So grab a slice of baby gem and we're going to just fill it all up with that beautiful turkey mixture. Top it off with green onions. And if you like that bit of an extra kick, I would recommend putting in some red chilies. Now look at that. Come on. You can't tell me that is not going to hit the spot. And I know this is only my second fake away feast recipe, but I can already tell with sheer and utter confidence this one will be hard to topple. Simply due to the fact how easy it is to make and then how much food you get. There is so much food. And even at that, when you see towards the end how much food we have, the whole thing only totals about 850 calories with over 100 grams of protein. And you best believe I ate that all myself. And I'm absolutely not ashamed of it. When you're in bulking season, this is just something that you need. I really, really hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, thank you so much for being here. If you did enjoy, please make sure to subscribe and like, and I'll see you in the next one.